Hi, my name is Alyssa Martinez and my best friend's name is Danae. We're both visually impaired. I'm your run-of-the-mill glasses blind, but she has a blind spot in the middle of her vision. This means that I could drive with glasses on, but she can't drive at all. This is a story of the most anxiety-filled day of my life. It's a personal story that I like to call the Daunting Road. The plan was perfect. Danae and I were going to drive 3.5 hours to San Antonio, spend the day at Six Flags, then I was going to drop her off at her family's house in San Antonio. She was going to stay a couple more days. Then I would drive back the 3.5 hours to Houston by myself. When we got to Six Flags, everything was fine. My glasses stayed glued on my face for plenty of rides. Eventually, we saw the Batman and we immediately knew that we had to get on that ride. It jerked you left and right, upside down, and right side up again. The first 10 seconds of the ride, everything was fine. On the first flip, my glasses flew off of my face. I was sitting there, strapped in, no way to do anything. I have never been filled with a bigger pit in my stomach than on that ride. After we got off the ride, I told the ride operator that I lost my glasses, and he told me, "Oh, it's fine. They do a sweep of all the rides. Just go to Lost and Found afterwards and see if they got them." I called my parents, and nothing they suggested would work. My boyfriend couldn't pick me up from San Antonio and take me back to Houston because then my car would be abandoned. I couldn't go to Walmart and get reading glasses because those are for farsighted people, and I'm nearsighted. And I couldn't steal Danae's glasses because hers are a way different prescription than mine. At this point, Lost and Found was my only hope that I was desperately holding on to. At the end of the night, I went to Lost and Found and I asked her if they found anything. She told me no. I went up to her again. "Have they found anything?" "No." "Have they swept the Batman ride yet?" "No." Eventually, she confirmed my worst fear. They swept the Batman ride and they found nothing. At this point, I started looking around. Street signs were blurred. They looked like shapes to me with no words on them. Every light looked like a starburst because of my astigmatism. I couldn't tell if the pounding in my head was from dehydration from being at an amusement park all day, or if it was from straining my eyes for the past 6 hours waiting for the park to close. I couldn't tell if the pit in my stomach was from the Iron Rattler or from the anxiety that I had knowing I was going to have to drive 3.5 hours to Houston in the dark by myself. Luckily, I got a practice round of driving through San Antonio on the way to drop Danae off at her mom's house. It was kind of difficult, but at least with all the street lights, I could see the lines on the road. I could see the other cars. I just really didn't know where my exit was. Eventually, it was time for me to get on the open road. The universe provided for me. Semi-trucks were my best friends. With their big metal boxes and their reflectors and so many spots on the back, they were able to provide enough light with the reflection from my headlights so that I could see the yellow lines on the road. I could see the curves coming up in the road. I could see how fast I was going. Also, staying behind semi-trucks really helps you put your speed in check. Eventually, I finally rolled up into the driveway. I let out the biggest sigh of relief. I had finally done it. I made it home. After my sigh of relief, a wave of exhaustion washed over me. My eyes started drooping, my knees hurt, and my back was sore from sitting up straighter and holding the wheel tighter than I had ever done before. Thank you for listening to my story. I have learned 3 very important lessons from this. Number 1, no matter how bad things seem, they can always work out in the end. Number 2, it's important to be brave in the face of danger. And number 3, listen to me closely. Always take your glasses off on roller coasters. Thank you again.